Now we go into music. Spice Girls.
Yo, tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
Spice. Welcome back to another episode of Overrated or Underrated with creative Fabien.
Hi Matthew, what's up? How are you? How it's been for the first episode?
Yes, I love it.
Let's go straight into it. First one of the day. How about whiskey?
Whiskey. Well, the first time I ever got drunk was on whiskey. It was Jack Daniels, and every time I smell or taste even high quality whiskey, I get that flavor and those bad memories in my head. I don't do well with spirits. I get headaches. I only do well with wine. It's my personal preference. I'm going to say for me, overrated.
Let's get into the next one. Die Hard movies.
Die Hard! Those are the Bruce Willis movies, right? Oh my gosh, I think Die Hard 2, it was completely politically not correct because I think in Die Hard 2, a whole plane crashes with a bunch of people in it, right?
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Yes!
Yeah, very much.
It's been a long time since I watched those films. Bruce Willis, awesome. For the political incorrectness, let's just say underrated.
How about Cabernet Franc this time? Let's go into wine stuff.
Cabernet Franc, completely underrated. I love the grape. I love Cabernet Franc. I love we were in the Loire together a few years ago. Those wines are so inexpensive. They're so delicious. The quality is so high. I absolutely love Cabernet Franc. That's why I like the Right Bank of Bordeaux a lot. Cabernet Franc, underrated.
Now let's get into more geeky stuff. Pokemon.
Pokemon. I never got into collecting Pokemon cards. You know, my friend in high school was a fan of Digimon, which was like generic Pokemon.
Digimon, digital monsters, Digimon are the champions.
Overrated or underrated? I'm gonna say, wow. I'm gonna say properly rated. I'm gonna take a cop out on this one.
We didn't get an even before, so nice. So now we're gonna get into more serious. Well, Pokemons were serious, but how about Masters of Wines?
Man, you're coming out throwing like 100 miles an hour. Masters of Wine, I have so much respect, and I've met some absolutely wonderful Master of Wines. I also have met plenty that definitely looked down at me, made me feel like crap. Wow, Master of Wine, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I'm ready to
You
get a lot
cannot
of
be in
hate.
the middle for this one. You need to.
No, I cannot be in the middle for this one. I think wow. You know what? I've always liked. I've liked to drink with master sommeliers a little bit more than most master of wines in totality. So if we're putting them against each other, oh god, I think master sommelier underrated. What's not the question? Master of wine, wow. If I'm speaking the truth,
Put your ass on the line.
it's so hard because there are some wonderful masters of wines. I know, like Peter on the Wine King episode, Constantine Baum, also a fellow wine YouTuber, Elizabeth Gabe, one of my friends, the author of the Pink Rosé wine, Joe Ahern. So I'm sorry to say this, but I'm gonna have to say a little bit overrated. Oh, I'm gonna get lots of hate. Go ahead.
Now let's get back to some food topics. Tofu.
Tofu, tofu. Tofu is good. You know, you get some of the texture, some of the umami flavors. I'm gonna say, I got no real opinion about it, but I think it's good in dishes, especially later Asian foods. I'm gonna say underrated.
Now we go into music. Spice Girls.
Yo, tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
Spice. Somebody was just playing Wannabe in their IG stories the other day. I have to admit, I think when their first hit came out, I was still in high school. I was listening on the radio all the time. I secretly liked it. It's been so long. Oh gosh, since I liked it when I was a kid, I'm gonna say underrated.
Now we go back to wine, buddy. Clean wines.
Clean wines. Are we talking about the company?
No, clean wine.
Just clean wine.
Like there have been a lot on Twitter and in medias, and it was perceivable as a bit of a scam by some wine professionals, but
Are you talking about the ones by Cameron Diaz? I can't remember.
yep.
Oh, I don't like. I did see that interview where she was making all these claims where I didn't feel like she knows that much about wine. I haven't tasted those wines yet, so I don't know if I can say underrated or overrated. Can I just let's just say nil because I haven't tasted the wine yet.
I think we're gonna make like at football at soccer. We're gonna give you one yellow card and one red card that you can play per episode. So you feel at risk,
Okay.
but you can use it once only each. So
Oh,
now,
that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Can I throw up? Can I throw up the red card? That means I don't know. I'm waving the red flag.
Passed off initially without a card. Ends.
so now you used your two jokers. So this one you need
Okay.
to answer. Sex toys.
Sex toys. Wow. I'm gonna say, you know what? I think with the movement of everybody becoming more liberalized with their sexuality, everything getting out in the open more, to see some of these companies take off. I don't have huge experience with them, but let's just say underrated. I'm a fan. I'm a fan with anybody expressing themselves and
You've
being
used
open.
them?
Wait, say that again.
Did you use them?
I said no. I have very little experience. I have very little experience, but I'm open.
And the last one for this episode is gonna be port wine.
Port wine, completely underrated. I think maybe there's some wines that are the best aging wines in the world that last the longest, and not only vintage port. Lately, I'm becoming a big fan of a late bottle vintage that's unfiltered, that acts like a vintage port. Single quinta ports that are, released when there's not a declared vintage. Even crusted ports are super inexpensive. They're delicious. You know what? I wish I really. Lately, the last couple of years, I've been going to the Duro once a year before the whole coronavirus took over. I was falling more and more in love with ports. I didn't like them as much like you did until the recent years. I'm going to say completely underrated. They're just so high in alcohol. I wish that I could drink more of them, because if I drink too much port, knocks me on my butt.
So that was it for this episode, Matthew. I hope you enjoyed it pretty well. Thanks a lot. See you for next episode.
That was fun. You threw out some curveballs. Really made me think. I think it's going to make for great content. Thanks a lot. Guys, if you like this, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more videos like this. Other stuff as well. We'll do some more overrated or underrated. And if you like videos like this, check out the first episode that we did. I'll stick it right there. See you soon. Cheers.